Hello and welcome to another update from the farm. Today is 6th December 2025. Time is about 2:50 p.m. Um, I'm standing on the rock today. I thought I'll give you a quick view from this place. It's slightly elevated. I think it's about 20 feet from the ground. Usually we start our videos from the main entrance and then we come inside, we see from the ground level. So this is the pond, looking dry right now. We've cleaned it and left all the other small grass, but otherwise all the major weeds we have removed. I'm hoping in this process of drying and it getting moist, hopefully it'll harden a little bit and we can retain water in that, maybe during next rainy season. If it is not working, then we'll have to do the either the rubber sheet or the PVC sheet. So that's the farm pond, and I'm yet to see the germination of palm trees. I'm told it'll take close to 3 months, sometimes even longer. I'm still hopeful. It's very close to 2 or probably 2.5 months right now. But let's see. I'm just thinking they will come out very soon. This section, as you know, is largely coconut trees. You may be able to see the coconut trees there. That is coconut. I think this aerial view really helps you visualize the model. So you can see coconut, and then next to it is arecanut, and then you see banana, then again arecanut. So this entire row, you see the next coconut, the distance between this coconut tree that you see there next to my finger and this coconut tree is exactly 36 foot. And between the two coconut trees, right exactly in the middle, you'll have a banana tree, and then on both the sides of banana you will have arecanut. So this whole row where you see the coconut, that will be just the coconut tree row. That's the main canopy. Next to that you will see a very similar setup, but in place of coconut you will see there, it's probably guava. I can't see it from here, but that thin long tree, that's maybe guava, lemon, amla. So these are all the sub canopy layers. So as you see, that's sort of right in the middle of the 4 coconut corners. So actually there's no coconut tree here because it's very close to the rock, so we did not plant here. But you will see another one there, right, very close to the fence. There's one coconut tree there, there's another coconut tree here, and then this is the third one on the left corner, and then the fourth one, right? So you see that box 36 by 36, and right in the middle there is the middle bed. You'll see a lemon there, that's probably visible there. So that's basically the 36 by 36 model. So although 36 by 36 is conceptualized like a square, when we plant in the beds, it's like in the main canopy bed we have planted coconut trees, arecanut, banana, and that pattern keeps repeating. And then on the left side you will see the shrub layer. You can see papaya there, and then you can see custard apple, papaya, custard, it just keeps alternating on the left side. The same thing happens in the next bed. The only difference is instead of coconut you'll have either guava or lemon or any of the sub canopy layer. And then on the left hand side again you have the same thing, that is papaya, custard, and it sort of repeats. And the distance between the custard apple layer, that is the shrub layer, and the sub canopy or canopy layer is exactly 18 feet. And right in the middle we have done gliricidia. And like I mentioned last time, gliricidia germination has been probably below average, maybe around 50% of them germinated. You will still see the gliricidia here and there, but largely I think they will have to be redone at some point of time. So that is, you probably see it there, that's gliricidia. So that's pretty much the 36 by 36 model on this side. So we have got coconut as a main tree here. Here also we have coconut. You'll probably see them. This is coconut. There also you see the coconut. Here's another coconut. This banana. You'll be able to see all of them from here. If you go further ahead, next to coconut we have done mango trees. Mango we have done about 12. Coconut was about I think 20, actually 30. One of them died, so we have 29 right now. And after the mango trees you will find jackfruit, jamun, I think avocado, but not huge in number, like probably 4 or 5, maybe 2, 3, like that. And towards the end we've got the wild zone where I have planted some flowering trees. like Golden Shower, Tanir Mattai, and a few others whose names I don't recollect now. But that wild zone is towards the end. And on the right hand side, close to that corner, again we have the same 36 by 36 model. And that's just the last section. So basically, as soon as you enter the farm, everything to the left, like this section, and then when you go through this road, the section on the left and that right corner, that has been dedicated for the 36 by 36 model. Everything else, what you see to my right there, this open field behind house, and maybe the sides, right behind the farm pond, like next to the road, these will be used for experimenting millets and pulses, and maybe some vegetables also. I want to do some vegetables, and we call it topu in Tamil. So topu is the 36 by 36 model. That's about 3.25 acre, and about 1.5 acres is for vial, that is millets and pulses and vegetables. Right? All the short-term crops will be here. So I hope you are able to get a good visual idea about how the setup is there. That is where we have the cow shed, we have the sump, and I already showed you the farm pond. And that's pretty much it on the layout. Right now, whatever border crops that we did, you probably will be able to see there. Let me try and zoom in a little bit. You should be able to see all the marigold. Actually, it's very consistent. I can see one flower or max 2 flowers per marigold plant, and these are about 3 to 4 weeks old, and in about 45 days I think they will start flowering quite decently. And these are all 3-month crops. And right behind the marigold line we have done chili. Chili is probably going to take a few more weeks, and that is also a short-term crop, like I think 3 to 4 months or something like that. And in the fence we have done the ivy gourd, that is kovakai. That's a perennial crop. It's expected to last for at least 4 to 5 years. The idea behind doing marigold was mainly to attract the so-called non-veg insects. Non-veg insects eat other veg insects. So veg insects eat the plants, which are not good. So they are very bad. Veg insects are really bad for the farm. The non-veg insects are the beneficial insects which eat the veg insects, and they're very good. So the purpose of the marigold is mainly to attract these beneficial insects into the farm, and of course it aids in pollination, and all that is expected to happen. But that's the main idea, and they will be there for 3 to 4 months, and after that we'll have to replant them. But I intend to continue them for more time until we see a lot of vegetation everywhere, until we see a lot of flowers in the farm. So right now flowers are only limited to the boundary, and here and there we have done marigold. Like for instance, every alternate bed we have done the same marigold. But when we have a lot of flowers, we can attract honeybees and pollination, and yield, everything should ideally increase. You see those pillars? Each of these pillars are right next to the trench, and around the pillars, like we have planted, you probably will be able to see there. Let me zoom in a little bit. These dragon fruit plants have been planted. These are saplings, rootstock saplings. We have planted them. They're still looking good. I can see small sprouts coming out here and there, and I think it takes about a year for them to start yielding. We have done about 140 or 150 saplings. So every pillar that you see here is right next to one trench, and in every pillar we have planted 4 dragon fruits. When they grow up, we will have to tie them to the trellis, that is the post, the stone post, and eventually do some sort of a tire or maybe a concrete arrangement, maybe circular one, I don't know. We'll have to put it at the top. That way all the creepers can just stay there. Dragon fruit are also perennial. I believe it's probably more than 5 years, I don't know exactly. Let me show you something special. This is my favorite. This is alamaram. Alamaram is banyan tree. Looks very small. I got it in the car. At some point of time I'm hoping this will become a massive tree and gives shade to this rock. So this rock is also one of my favorite spots in the farm. Although I don't come up often, kids love it. So we've left this rock as it is. It's a very nice rock. Like I told you, it's about 20 feet from the ground level, and it gives a very good aerial view of the entire farm. All right, friends, that's all the updates that I had for today. Next steps will be just to continue with the flow, try and wrap up some minor things, like near the drip irrigation I'll have to do some masonry work, and some minor things are there like that. Continue to remove a few weeds here and there, and that part is right now empty. I've got urad dal seeds. There is no rain whatsoever, although it's cloudy most of the time because of the depression in Bay of Bengal recent times. There's been no rain, so we will have to sow them with whatever little water we have, drip irrigation water. And we want to do urad dal, so that will be basically it there. And after all these kambu and takkapundu, I think it's grown well. On the other side, it's pretty much very average here, like you see on this section, but this section is not having a lot of them. I don't know why. But once we harvest all of these things, again the usual concept, kambu is a monocot, takkapundu is a dicot legume. We'll cut them, put it back to the trenches. You already see a lot of weeds covering the trenches. We want to do that more and more. They'll decompose, become humus, retain water, give nutrients. That's the purpose of the mulching. It's called straw mulching, so we'll continue to do that and redo it again. And the other main reason why we have done that, like I mentioned in one of the previous videos, is soil cover. Because of these kambu and takkapundu, we don't see any weeds. I think it's well controlled, although here and there are. We remove them manually with laborers. A good part of the field is under good control from weeds. Weeds are just unwanted plants. There's nothing harmful about it except things like Parthenian, which is Kannada. In Kannada they say Congress Gide. Apart from one or two plants like that which propagates very fast, weeds are just things that we don't want. They're not really harmful. So it's well under control. The weeds are under control. Things are working as intended. I also forgot to mention about the automation that we did with the automatic starter. That is also working as intended. You must have seen the update from me last time. So all good so far, folks. So those are probably the next steps. Do urad dal, complete some masonry work, and continue to go through the flow and see how things are. And eventually, if absolutely needed, we will do another boil. All right, I will catch you on another video update maybe next week or the week after. See you soon. Bye.